Hey guys, what's going on? Let's just get it out of the way. Yes, my last name's Swallow, I'm sorry. It's not my fault. I guess ironic. Not really ironic, it's just crappy. You think, speaking of ironic, do you think that the genius of Alanis Morissette's song, Ironic, is that she knew nothing was ironic in the song? That's a thinker. So let's just get to it. One of my favorite characters is Wolverine. He's my favorite character because he's one of the best redemption stories in comics. You know, because like, he kills like thousands of people, right? It's like thousands of people, and then joins the X-Men and gets to become a good guy, right? That's amazing. Because when I was 9 years old, I stabbed a kid with a pencil. And I was reading those comics and I was like, oh, I can end up good too. I just need a mutant healing factor. And I don't know if you know what his saying. His saying is, I'm the best there is at what I do, and what I do isn't very pretty, or very nice, depending on which one you're reading. I don't think that should be his saying. His saying should be, I'm the best there is at what I do, and what I do is get my girlfriends killed. Over and over and over, right in front of my face. It's a long phrase, but I think it would work. A little more accurate. I weigh 138 pounds, you guys. Still a better protector than Wolverine. No girlfriends have died on my watch. I also love Superman, as you can see from my jacket. A lot of people don't like Superman, especially nerds. Why don't you like it, nerds? Overpowered. He's too invincible, right? Oh, how hard is it to be a good guy when you're invincible? And I think the question you should be asking yourself is really more along the lines of, what would you do if you had Superman's powers? Because that guy gets up every day and decides to be good. I don't know about you, but I do a lot more shit. I'd have made out with all of you right now, you wouldn't even know. I'm that fast. And that handsome. Instead of looking like Beck or David Spade. Which, by the way, you guys, the only time it's good to look like Beck or David Spade is if you are Beck or David Spade. And I'm real happy about some of the great movies that have been coming out, some of the comic book movies that have been coming out lately. You guys, I assume, saw Guardians of the Galaxy. It was great. Great movie. There was a particular moment in that movie that made me like tear up a little bit. And it's amazing because it was a talking raccoon. But it's that moment when they're in that fight in the bar or whatever, and he's like, she called me a pest and he called me a vermin. I didn't want to be made this way. And I was like, oh my God, that talking raccoon gets my high school self. So much. Because like what I did was read a lot of fantasy books at lunch, right? And apparently people don't like when you read. Because they called me names. Ah, you're a freak, you weirdo. It's not my fault, my brain works this way. I don't like me either. So, but those movies have been great, but some of our earlier movies that came out, not so great. Some changes in comic book movies and fantasy movies that never should have been made. Like I assume some of you guys read Lord of the Rings, and then they made the movies out of them, and they changed some things in there that irritated me. Like in the Lord of the Rings movie, there's a huge love story through all three movies between Aragorn and Arwen. Or as I like to call her, the elf chick. And if you've read all three books, you would know that there are literally 2 sentences of love story in 3 books. Well, technically there's also that 8-page love song. But other than that, 2 sentences. It's like Aragorn meets the elf chick, and Aragorn marries the elf chick, and that's pretty much the summation of their love story in 3 books, right? And you want to know why there's no love story in the books? Because Aragorn is busy, you guys. Yeah, he's too busy fighting orcs to think about making out with elves. I, on the other hand, have all day to think about making out with elves. And I'm pretty sure that would be magical. Would be great. And then I assume, you know, the first Spider-Man movie was terrible. Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst. The newest ones are a little bit better. Still not great. But, you know, one of the changes they made in that is Peter Parker makes, in the comic books, as you know, makes his own web fluid, web cartridges, and web shooters, which is awesome. In the comic movie, webbing shot out of his wrist. Here's the reason they gave behind the change. They're like, well, we think it's completely unrealistic that a 14-year-old boy would come with a chemical compound that's never existed before. But apparently completely realistic to get bit by a modified spider and get superpowers. We probably knew that it wasn't realistic when we went to Spider-Man. And some of my friends see me do this joke and go like, why are you so mad about them changing fictional characters when they make a fictional movie about it? And I'll tell you why. It's because I had terrible parents. Alright? And they didn't teach me morals. Comic books and fantasy books taught me morals. So to me, when you make changes to the stuff that I read that shaped who I am, that's like, you know, messing with my morals. It's like going up to someone who's Christian and being like, hey, how's it going? We're going to make a movie about Jesus, but we're going to have to make some changes. We hate his costume. Get rid of that thing. We're going to put him in a black leather outfit with a yellow cross on the shoulder. We're going to rename him Creed. That crown of thorns thing, totally overdone. We're going to give him a Nike headband that says, just do it. And the whole meaning of the Bible, we changed that too. No longer is it what you thought it was. We figured it out. We figured out what it really is. And that's don't hang out with hookers and do magic tricks, or we'll nail your ass to a cross. And I want to end on my favorite joke. It's about phrases. I was playing a bar video game. This guy kept beating me in the game. He goes, I'll beat you at this game anytime, any place. I'm like, that's presumptuous. Anytime, any place, huh? How about the time of Jesus? On the wing of a dragon. You don't know me, bitch. Maybe I have a flux capacitor and a wizard. Maybe I have a Terminator time machine that sends me in the past naked. Now, I'll be in the past naked. Where will you be? You'll be in the present, clothed, not beating me in the video game. And then who wins? Ron Swallow!